Welcome to Plandish, where plans are flexible, the vibes are good, and the kids are suspiciously quiet. I'm Alexandra, a twin mom, routine realist, and lover of all things planning and hosting.
And I'm Joe, golf dad, reluctant co-host, and king of winging it.
Let's dive into today's episode before someone spills a snack. Hello, you wonderful Plandish people. Welcome back to Plandish, the podcast where parenting, marriage, and just surviving the week somehow always gets thrown all together.
Yes, welcome back. Later in the episode, we're going to be joined by Graham Martin. He is a dad of 3 with a brand new baby at home. We're talking only a few weeks old here. And also the founder of Dad Life Supply Co. I was back on the mic for this one, and he was absolutely hilarious. Sleep-deprived funny is the best kind of funny, so stay tuned for that. Before we do, though, let's hop into our weekly debrief. This weekly debrief is sponsored by Brick, the little device that helps you put your phone down and focus on the things that actually matter. No more endless doom scrolling, just focus, family, and free time back in your week. Check it out at getbrick.app, that's getbrick.app, and use promo code PLANDISH at checkout for a 10% discount and help support your favorite podcast hosts. Alexander, do you want to get us started on the weekly debrief?
Absolutely. And wonderful plug for Brick, honestly.
Yeah, I think I'm getting that down.
Yes, before we get into our debrief, I'm just going to mention it again, we have been using it for a while, and it honestly has helped us not wake up and scroll. I'm not even kidding you. I can't even scroll if I wanted to. I have to get out of bed, go into another room, and tap my fridge where it's currently housed in order to get my Instagram. But it's been very helpful. So that's kind of been nice this weekend. I kind of woke up, actually got my day going, but we decided to do something fun, get out of the house, and what do? We went to bottomless mimosas.
Yes, you had mimosas, I had beer. It was like 11 o'clock, but we did do a nice family brunch outing on, was that Saturday?
Yeah, and the boys did so well. They just sat there. They ate their mac and cheese, which they
love. No screens. We didn't have to do any screen time.
No.
So proud of us.
I know. And we are very creatures of habit. We love Stillwater's Tavern down in St. Pete. It is just, the food is great. Atmosphere is good. And you can't beat bottomless.
Yeah, it is tough to beat bottomless. I actually search out restaurants based on whether or not they had bottomless. Even though I didn't participate this time, you indulged, and it was a fun Saturday. We definitely did some day drinking with some friends. It was very nice.
But it's also so hard. I feel like you're going to get one side of the coin or the other. You're either going to get bottomless and shitty food or great food and not bottomless. But this has great food.
Yeah. It was really good. It was really good. And we watched a bunch of movies and TV shows over the weekend.
Did.
We wanted to highlight 2 of them. So call it the kid movie of the week, because we've been showing the kids old Disney movies, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we did Mulan over the weekend. We might have caused Tate to have some nightmares.
That could have been our ripple effect for his sleep regression at night.
Yeah, we don't know. There's not enough science behind it. It's funny, though. I was texting Stefan. Yeah, I was texting Stefan, reoccurring guest, by the way, Stefan. He asked me if it was too scary of a movie, and I go, no, these are big boys. They've got this handled. It might have caused some night terrors for Tate, though.
For sure.
Yeah, Sean Yu. Shout out Sean Yu in that. I think he's supposed to be Attila the Hun's character.
Like the glowy eyes, I think.
Yeah, he's kind of scary. Shout out Sean Yu, though. I'm actually kind of a secret big fan of him.
Geez.
As far as bad, we should do a Alita Shade of evil villains.
Ooh, okay, great.
That's good. Sean Yu might be my 1-1 after we saw Mulan. It's recency biased.
That's
it's
superb.
fresh in my head.
Yeah.
I like Sean Yu.
Mm-hmm.
Big Sean Yu guy. You got to rewatch Mulan. Great movie. And then what else did we watch?
We watched a documentary, and by we, I mean, I probably watched it for 10 minutes.
Yep.
Guys, I don't know about anybody else out there, but when my head hits the pillow and we're going to watch something in bed, don't count me in. I can't watch a full thing.
That's when I usually do documentaries, because I'm like, okay, you're going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be invested.
Mm-hmm.
We watched the American Apparel documentary, which you said you didn't remember American Apparel when we were growing up as high schoolers, correct?
I don't remember. My memory's not that good.
I do. I never shopped there, but I definitely remember the name. And it was kind of crazy because I had no idea. It basically doesn't exist anymore. It's in an online-only store. And then it was their founder, Dove Charney. I'm probably saying his name incorrectly. Super bad guy from what it seems like in the doc. I guess he helped Kanye with starting Yeezy early on too. But yeah, I'm a big sucker for documentaries. I also watched that Biggest Loser. It was three parts. It was like an hour each.
Yeah, you.
What a waste of time.
I was so
Don't
asleep.
watch that one. That show, I never even watched that show, like kind of as it was on, anyways. But if you're interested in either the American Apparel documentary or the Biggest Loser, I would pick the American Apparel one. It's shorter, more digestible. But you know, I'm a sucker for any docs. I will watch any and all documentaries.
Netflix has some good ones that come up periodically. I'm not gonna lie, I got hooked. So I would turn on the TV for literally 2 seconds today, and I saw it's like this catfish documentary about kids in high school, about someone who was cyberbullied for a long time, and they dove into it, got the FBI. So I'm like, oh, it's like interesting, but at the same time, some of these documentaries give you like kind of heebie-jeebies.
I used to love that show Catfish though, because it would always be like some random person. They're thinking they're talking to the love of their life.
They got issues,
and it's
dude.
like some dude in Des Moines, Iowa. It was always so funny doing that. But what else did we have going on? It was actually a pretty busy week, Labor Day weekend.
I know. And do you want to say what Joe did this weekend?
Well, I did get my day off. So
you requested it.
We did, yes. And I'm actually thinking back. So I think we did brunch on Sunday because I had my day off on Saturday.
That's right.
We were calling Sunday Saturday 2.0 though, because I had Monday off.
For sure.
That's why I think we got sidetracked with that. But yeah, college game day, first weekend of that, Lee Corso's last game or last game day appearance. I used my day off. I watched football for the most of it.
Yeah,
it was pretty much all day.
You were relaxing. You had yourself like a wonderful lunch of just hot dogs. You had pizza. You were living it up.
Well, now for the listeners, I did still chip in house-wise. Like I got up early. The house was perfectly pristine.
That is on you, then.
I set you up. Well, it was guilt. The guilt was overwhelming me. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make it through this day. And I'm not just going to sit there. If the kids are going banshee. I never made you feel
guilty that day. It was probably on Monday when I was a little exhausted from the weekend.
Well, and it's my own thing, too. I can't sit there on the couch and what am I going to just turn up the volume on the TV while hell's breaking loose behind me? So it was a weird dynamic.
They did good. The boys and I we went clothes shopping. We went, we did a fall craft. I try to keep them busy, but...
really nice. It was really nice. And to have it be the first like full Saturday of college football, it was like a true fall-ish day.
You did a simmer pot, which we got to talk about this, and we should post how Joe does his simmer pot.
I did. I'm kind of weird for this. I don't know if people are going to roast me for this or not, but I basically do. I call it like a witch's brew. I'll put basically a pot of boiling water, and then I add apples, cinnamon, lemon, orange, anything that's good fall scent, and then it just boils or slow boils, simmers, for as long as you want. I did, I think, 4 hours on Saturday. And
we'll make a reel of Joe's simmer pot and what goes in.
It smells delicious.
It makes the house, it's not like an overpowering scent. It's just very like light when you walk in the room. It just makes you feel homey and cozy. It's wonderful.
It's like somebody's baking cinnamon muffins all day.
Yeah.
And it makes the house smell good for a couple days afterwards, depending on how long you do it. But yeah, I can do a little tutorial. I think that would be a fun video.
I think so too.
I did have this in here too, so some backstory. I keep a notes app where not only I heard a lot of people laughing at Joe's nudes. I mean, I didn't make that story up. That's a very real story.
It is.
Don't try and take my phone and steal all my passwords. But the other part of my notes app there is I do take notes on the week, so I can do it for the weekly debrief. I had in there that I ate a whole freschetta pizza. That's all I put as a bullet point. I don't know if I was supposed to be bringing that up.
That's pretty common,
Am I supposed to be bragging about it? I know. That's another thing, too. I didn't know if people were going to be shocked. That's a pretty normal occurrence.
Should we put a poll out there? If you have a frozen pizza, can you nail one by yourself?
And just pizza in general. I mean, it's Domino's, Papa John's.
I'm a 2-slice. Okay, if I'm, like, drinking, maybe I do 3-4, but that's it. And there have to be small slices, too.
It's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, pizza. Yeah. Pizza is my favorite food, 100%. But yeah, I laughed at that today as I was making the show doc. It said, I ate a whole freschetta pizza. I didn't know how I was going to work that in today, so I'm just jamming it anyways into the debrief.
I love it. That's great. That's such a Joe thing. But other news too, like also dealing with sick kids.
Yes.
Like this is just a common occurrence. I don't know if it's the school year. So like when we started school, I remember us talking, was the last episode, the episode before that, our kids were kind of getting a little, or it was really Brody. One of the twins was
Me and Brody had a 2-week-old cold.
Yeah, it was like a cold, totally fine. Then like on, what was it, Monday, this past Monday, he started looking a little weird because we had like friends over We had like a pool party. We were doing great. He was doing great all day. And that night, he was zooming around. So I'm like, okay, great. He's good. Monday, he starts to not feel good again and starts to get super uncomfortable. And the teacher literally had to call me from school to pick him up. Didn't have a fever at that point, but like,
falling asleep like in the teacher's arms, just
yeah,
completely coming crashing down. He wasn't like that when we dropped him off.
no,
We would
and
never
no,
drop him off if he was showing signs of sickness.
for sure. And we have never gone through like ear infections before. So I had no idea what the symptoms was, but he was so uncomfortable. I felt so bad as a parent. I'm like, how can I help you? You can't really talk to us yet.
No, the no talking is
But
brutal.
he was just crying and crying, and we finally took him, and he has a little baby ear infection, but still this is day 4. He finally got on antibiotics 2 days ago, and he's still kind of uncomfortable. It's making me nervous.
Me and him have been battling something. I'm sure you all have heard my voice over the last maybe 2 episodes. Been battling something since that Seattle trip, to be honest. And I just can't seem to kick it. And he has had a runny nose or kind of been there sidestepping with me. I just don't have the ear infection.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. But
just me and Tate are just the ones running rampant around the house. We don't get anything. Him and I don't. It's weird.
Well, shout out to Tate. He went to school by himself today.
He
had
did.
no problems. He was a big boy. I did pickup and drop off. Shout out dads out there who do the drop offs and the pickups.
Mm-hmm.
When schedule permits, I like doing it. It's so close to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tate killed it in school, and just shout out to Brody too, and hopefully he gets better.
I know. Excited to see what next week has in store for us. Hopefully we are lying low.
And now our interview with Graham.
Today's guest is proof that dads don't just survive parenthood, but they can build something pretty damn awesome out of it too. He is a dad of 3 with a newborn literally just about to turn a month, founder of Dad Life Supply Co., and a man who somehow finds time to juggle diapers and a business.
Yeah, and full disclosure, I may have invited him just so I had someone else on here who loves being a dad as much as I do, but don't worry, we're going to try to keep it fair. Today we are talking dad life, business life, and everything in between. Graham, a huge special welcome to Plandish.
Well, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm honored to be here. Long-time listener, number 1 fan.
I love it.
Heck yeah.
If anyone wants to debate me on that, I'm happy and open. My DMs are open to that. So no, thank you very much for having me, and I'm really looking forward to our conversation and learning and talking to you guys.
Awesome. So we're just going to dive like right in. So what is the biggest difference that you have seen going from 1 kid to 2 kids to now 3 kids?
Yeah, great question. And some people might shoot me over the head about this, but I thought going from 0 to 1 was the easiest thing I've ever done. And some people might not understand that, but for me, it really put my priorities in order. This kid, pops out, and that's, priority number 1 now. Everything else can fall in line, and, it's up to my wife and I to figure that out. So just the natural flow of things, I thought 0 to 1 was truly really, really easy. We also did have a great support system. So I will give hats off to them. And we also lived in a walking town at the time. So I think that was great. Just getting out every Wednesday, my daughter and I would go get some beer from the local brewery and then walk around the historic town, which was a lot of fun. So continuing out of that house and just the natural priorities kind of fell in line for both my wife and I. At the time, my wife was working full time and then went down to part time just through the conversations that we had. So that was really fun, and I enjoy those times. Going from 1 to 2 was probably the most difficult for us. At the time, we then moved to Colorado, where we are now. And through different circumstances, my daughter's school shut down. So I went from working full time to my wife going back to work. So I was, working hybrid at the time, still do. So all the responsibilities laid on me. Getting out of my specific scenario, I think it was difficult because you really went from that, you still had a lot of freedom just with 1 kid, someone could pick it up, to, especially as a dad. Joe, I don't know if you could agree with this, but the first 6 months, it kind of felt like you don't know the kid, right? I guess you have twins, but yeah, but even with twins, but because they're so dependent on mom, and they're pulling such a huge straw and a mental load.
Yep.
So really just taking care of the mom. So going from 1 to 2 is like me taking care of, our oldest daughter, and then mom. And then like the baby was just like some person making noise in the room. And
Yep.
you're like, when am I ever going to have a relationship at that? But I always say, dad, stick in there. 8 months is your time frame. Eight
Yeah.
months, everything changes, and it's a blast. And then from 2 to 3, for us was more of an emotional toll, because I have a 5-year-old now and a 3-year-old son who at any point, if the slightest testosterone gets into him, there's going to be a hole in the wall, or something flying across the stairs. So for me, it was really difficult going, not as difficult, but pretty difficult going from 2 to 3, just because of the emotional toll. The kids are curious as heck, and they'll tell you. So you have questions to follow up, and so it's been a lot of fun, but definitely emotionally a lot of learning curves.
Yeah, I always say too, I mean, I even say the first year, there was no connection. I'm keeping these two things alive. They poop, they sleep, they eat. They don't smile at me. There's no
Yeah.
real connection that first year. I think that was my biggest struggle early on was, hey, when do I get the sons that I was like thinking in my head I was gonna have? And
You just want to throw football in the
you just want to
backyard
throw
with
footballs.
them,
Like, come
but
on now, do something. And I mean, the first year, I tell everybody it wasn't the most fun time in my life. I
Yeah.
think I was saying before we push record, if I had to run it back, I don't think it would be a great thing. So
Right.
definitely as they get older, but also with you having the spread from, so 5 is your oldest, correct?
Right. Yeah. Just turned 5 last week. So happy
Okay.
birthday, or late birthday, Gigi. So yeah.
Yeah, and
Aw.
what a great span too. And there's so much growth. And you just had your third one a couple weeks ago. That span from
Mhm.
that to 5 years old, there's so much growth that happens in it. You're seeing such a wide spectrum too at
Right.
once, which kudos to you, man. I do got to say,
yes.
I don't know how you're sitting here even doing this podcast right
I
now. I
know.
don't know how you exist. I saw you ran like a 7 mile run the other day, which you're insane for doing that. But yeah, tip of the cap to you, man, for holding it all together, at least on the outside. I don't know how it looks in
Yeah.
under the hood, but you know,
It's funny. I'm just starting to get back into running. I have 2 gym memberships for 2 different reasons, and they're both closed. They're both doing remodels. So
Oh,
I have weights under my desk, and I am now picking up running again. So it's just you got to do what you got to do to keep saying it. And truth be told is I'm doing a lot of this work, but my wife is taking on so much during the process.
yep,
The emotional load that she's willing to take on. Well, we started this business while she was 4 or 5 months pregnant, and I told her what I wanted to do, and she said, "Go for it, and whatever you need, I'm here for you." So, hats off to her, and this is definitely a group project. So I couldn't do it without her.
yep,
that is absolutely amazing.
yeah, and great answer too. I don't know if she's within earshot, but I like to earn those brownie points on the side too. Let her know. But truth be told, if I had to be the full one in charge, it would be chaos. I don't think I would survive, to be honest. So I am the first to admit that, and I know my place in line. But I like to think I do a little bit during the week. So
Yeah, I see you. I see what you do. So
thank you,
yeah,
thank you,
absolutely.
thank you.
So, Graham, what's one thing that you think dads don't get enough credit for in parenting?
Great question.
Because moms, we do get a lot of credit, and it's definitely out there. And also, thank you two, for recognizing what we do. But what's something that dads don't get enough credit for, do you think?
Yeah, before I go into that question, I want to say something that we get way too much credit for, and that's just hanging out with our kids.
Yeah.
I think it's hysterical when we go out in public and we either bring them to the park or we bring them to the grocery store. These older generations are like, where's mom? What's wrong with mom? It's like,
Yes.
I can hang out with my kid too.
Yes.
Yeah, where's mom? I don't know. Probably getting her nails done. Don't really care
Yeah.
about being healthy. You know what I mean? This
They're
is
like
my time.
amazed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. So that's one thing, but I would say there's 2 things that come to mind, and the first one is emotional regulation. I think dads do a fan at talking to different dads and different organizations. I think we do a great job. I think over time, with the new health trends going around, I think we've done a great job of taking healthy habits on, and a part of that I think is the children of our children are definitely getting a lot of emotional regulation out of that, whether it's just learning how to breathe, or you know learning how to be disappointed and being okay with being disappointed. I think a lot of that comes and stems from the dad. And the second thing I don't I don't know if credit's the right word, but one thing I love is that, over the past 5 years during COVID, our world has changed from, the corporate life and dads have stepped up, right? Like, it's not one of those things where like, hey, COVID's coming, uh, dads have to be more involved. It's like, no, dads want to be more involved. And we saw that opportunity of, maybe if it's a different work-life balance or a different work approach, but dads have just naturally stepped up, I think, over the past 5 years. And I think you see a lot of that within, different podcasts, different dad brands out there. And it's really cool. I think I saw a stat the other day that we're spending like 300% more time with our kids than we did in the 1960s, and I think that naturally, organically happened during COVID. So hats off to all the dads that just kind of stepped up when given the opportunity and not gotten gone and done weird things with their extra time. So
yeah. No, it's a great answer, and I don't know if this is more like cartoons, but in my head of dads in the 50s, they came home from work, they had their briefcase, the wife was there with like a bourbon, and the guy sits down and goes, "When's dinner ready, hun?" And the wife's like, "Oh, I'll get it ready soon." Like, that just does not exist anymore. Not that I'm yearning for those days. But like the transition from dads, now you got like being present is not an option. It's mandatory.
Right. Yeah. It is. Yeah, and I think a lot of cool things have come about that, right? You have different like dad cooking channels now that how to cook with your kids, or like how to start golfing with your kids. So a lot of cool things have happened because of it. So yeah, definitely agree with that.
Wow, I love that. I love that dads get more involved, because it's true. Like, we ask our parents, and I think they said they changed maybe like one diaper. And now, like, I think you took on the first couple months, because obviously I couldn't from my C-section surgery regardless. Right. But like
swaddling,
you are a great swaddler.
I'm maybe the best swaddler out there. Now, it's been a couple years since I've done it, but those things were like Chipotle burritos after like the first couple months. So
yeah. Well, Joe, we're looking for people to teach us how to swaddle. So if you want to put like a how-to video together, because
you should
open up my own Instagram page, swaddling by dads. Yeah.
Yeah, I cook on Thursdays, but one thing I don't do is burritos. I do tacos because I don't know how to fold or swaddle.
That's so funny.
That's my shortfall. So if you could help me out on that with some how-to videos, I'm all here for it.
Yeah, a lot of practice. I got to go back in the lab and see. We were actually talking about this in the car the other day. If I had a swaddle, would I still know my technique? I think it's like riding a bike. It would come back to me.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I like it. Yeah. Well, we'll have to find your baby and maybe a baby doll and see if you still have it. So.
Yeah, I'll do the doll. Yeah. Trial by fire. Once you have the kids, you just figure it out then. There's no practice.
Yeah.
You can't practice.
My wife and I are high school sweethearts. And back in high school, she took this like home ed class. And so we had this baby, we were dating and trying to watch a movie, and this baby just started crying. And he's a great student. And I just took the baby at one time and I just like put him in the basement. I was like, this is not my grade. I don't have to deal with this. This is not. So,
so funny you did that.
Yeah. I just don't do that now, but yeah.
No. Well, I don't even know if they still do that. Like, they give like a potato or an egg. Was this one that had like the sensor in it and it could tell if you were actually doing something with it?
Yeah, she had like a wristband and you had to like tap the butt or something.
That's so interesting.
And then you got like graded on that. So she still graduated like a 4.3 GPA or whatever. But it probably been 4 or 5 if I wasn't around. So.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. So you're running a business, you're raising now 3 kids. So how do you and your wife stay connected? Because we love all the fun, good connection tips.
Yeah, great question. And truth be told, it's really just getting back to the basics. I think at one point there was a time where I was in bed before 3 a.m. for 3 or 4 straight weeks. And it's just back to the basics. It's she has a really hard time sleeping with me not in bed. So a couple nights a week I was dozing off on the couch or at my desk, and I would just fall asleep under the desk. And it's just making sure I was back in bed. Making sure that the dishwasher was cleaned out before I went to bed. And also setting time aside. Like when she was pregnant, I would do 30-minute massages every night.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's enough now. Let's skip the last part there, but making you look bad.
Yeah. And then just, even if it's, setting 30 minutes aside we onboarded into our life and my business, the Adventure Challenge, which has some really cool tools for like date night, some romantically spicy stuff for couples out there. And then there's some great apps out there too to stay connected. But even further than that, if you're going to the store, pick up some flowers for your wife. So it's not definitely not the flashiest thing in the world, but it reminds us to get back to the basics of the small things really turn into the big things, and that's what's been keeping our relationship alive. And just being honest and open communication. I'm a big gym goer, and now trying to get into running, and I didn't go for a week and a half, and she was like, "Hey, you look like shit." You know what I mean? And yeah, and it was like, that's open communication. I know I need to do it for the mental health, and if she told me I needed it for my mental health, I wouldn't have done it. But if she told me physically, it got me in the gym the next day and my protein intake back up. So it's just being honest and really going into the small things that make the big difference.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I know that I saw that adventure challenge on your website because we were like
Yeah.
perusing everything, and I'm like, that is such a really good idea. We might need to get that and start that. And also, those shirts are awesome, which leads me into my next thing. If you have something that really quickly.
no, I was going to talk about that a little bit
go
too.
ahead.
She kind of introduced me to your website, and I think you're going to have a very happy customer here. I might be buying too much stuff is my only concern. So,
Oh, hey, listen, before you do, let me know. I'll throw you guys a little discount code in. So
love it. Okay,
I
sweet.
appreciate any support. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of leads to the segue though. Tell us the story. How did Dad Life Supply Co. get started? What's the little background on that? What was the birth story, I guess, of the company?
Yeah, I truth be told, I love this question because someone can ask me 200 times and I can answer it 200 different ways. And the birth story, I think we have to go back 8 years to when I was in college. I knew I wanted to start my own business. I just didn't have the passion for anything. Like, yeah, I want to start something, but I don't know what I want to start, which makes no sense when you think about it. But I just had this, this draw to do it. And then I spent the last 8 years working for UPS in business development. Um, Last fall, I started kind of looking around to figure out my options, around town, see what I wanted to do with my career. And anytime I had a meeting with the company, I just felt shallow and like I was cutting corners and didn't like it. It felt like I was chasing something that wasn't truly meaningful, but just a dollar amount on a paycheck. So I have two best friends in the world. We talk every single day. I called one of them up and we had a 30-minute conversation. And he was like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "You've always had, different ideas. You've always, thought of different things." I was like, "What?" He said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want to own my own business and I want to treat employees correctly in the next 5 years." And he's like, "What's your passion?" I'm like, "Being a dad." And with, all these dad brands popping up, I loved it. I think it's the coolest thing in the world. That being said, I feel like they're always missing something. And what I think they're missing is they don't encapsulate the full job of being a dad. A lot of times it's just, your dad when you're with your kids, or, your dad just bringing home a paycheck. I'm like, well, there's so much more to that. There's relationship aspects. There's how you treat your wife. There's how you treat your strangers. There's how you treat yourself with your mental health capacity. I was like, what if I could create a platform that could encapsulate all of this? And that's kind of where it's where I got the idea from. And I actually have it up on my wall. I was drinking a beer one night and just sketched all out and hung it on my wall. And the next day I started rolling with it. So
Nice.
it's all, and I think that also goes to maybe a deeper point, a segue, but I think it's really important for men to have those kind of relationships in their life where other men can call you out. Like, hey, like, that's a shallow thing you're chasing. So definitely I appreciate, my two best friends, and thank you for getting me here, and also my wife. So
Yeah.
that's long story, short story long. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I talk about that all the time. And I don't know, you're maybe a little bit different in this way. I mean, I have my core group of friends I've known since forever. And now it's reduced. So I'm 33 now. It used to be what, like 12. Now we're down to like 4 solid ones or 3 solid ones. I need that in my life too. And you don't need yes men. You want somebody who's going to call you out on your bullshit when you're bullshitting. I think that's also the important part of it too. And as we get older, it's like the pieces of pie. My guy friends are definitely there to help bounce ideas off, or hey, am I being stupid with this? So I resonate with that a lot. And kudos to you for just starting it, for just saying, hey, I'm just going to go out and do it. Something feels weird about my day-to-day life. I know there's more to it. Let me just go find it. You hear more and more these days, but it's such a leap. You did it too. I mean, I don't think I would. I don't think I would have the chutzpah to go and do that. And I don't know, very, very big kudos to you for getting that started.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And one thing that kind of, I was reading, I think it was a Harvard study at the time. There's 3 times your brain develops the largest in your life. Number one, when you're born, two, in adolescence, and then when you're having a kid. So, over the past, this is my 3rd kid. The first kid, we moved to Colorado. We had a huge change. The second kid is actually when I started kind of my entrepreneur journey. A lot of failures and, nothing really passionate that, really stuck. And then this 3rd time, I was like, there's something here, and there's a bandwagon, and I don't know if we're gonna have any more kids, so I better freaking jump on it, because
Yeah.
I don't know if this study's real or not, and I'm not a scientist at all, but I took the bait and I ran with it, and I used that as an excuse. So I think there's a lot of changes coming when even with your 3rd kid as a parent, that you see a lot of people make big changes like this. So I think that's part of the reason why it happened the way it did.
No, I believe it. I believe it. Like monumental events too, like can alter your mind, and that's just perfect. That was a great push that you had. But yeah, again, kudos to you.
Well, sorry,
Go
last
ahead.
thing. You know how many I was going to say, how many studies that I've gotten off Twitter or online? No fact checking at all, but
Yeah.
now I regurgitate them like they're Bible to everybody. And I don't know if they're real or not, but I say it with such confidence that people believe me.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I get called out later down the line, I'm like, well, I don't know. I got this from some guy who's got 10 followers on Twitter. He said it was real.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
sounds
Yeah.
good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
What is a one product or idea that you are the most proud of, or that people love most from Dad Life Supply Co?
great question. I think it's an idea, and it's how we source our products. We use a hybrid source. So it's a difference between drop shipping and wholesaling. And why I love that idea is because it allows us to gain trust with the end consumer, from like bringing on big brands like Barstool Sports or Bandwood Bikes or the Adventure Challenge. But then it also allows us to tap into different markets and different business sizes that really reflect like the smaller dad brands that we really want to partner with and grow with. And one of the reasons we did this is because when we first started launching, we realized that these smaller brands have inventory issues that they weren't allowing to give us a wholesale price on it, and so we had to definitely reduce the discount. But we found a way that allows us to be profitable with it, but also basically have those smaller vendors that have the exact same profit margin while selling with us. So I'm really proud of that, and able to grow with these other dad brands that are just starting out. And I'm happy that we were able to figure out a way to everyone be profitable, and then also open up new markets for them.
Wow, I didn't even know that was like a thing. That is actually really cool.
Yeah, thank you. It's it was one of those things at 3 a.m. it clicked, and we ran with it and found a way. So we've onboarded a couple different applications to Shopify to allow it to happen. And actually, this morning we were able to fulfill our first drop shipping model, which was a huge win. I immediately picked up the phone and called the vendor, or sent him a DM. So it's cool to starting to see that organic growth starting to pick up, and your idea really come to life.
Oh gosh, that is very exciting. I know. I literally just launched my own website like last week, and I'm like, oh gosh, now I have like so much to like build and work on and reach out to other people to try to like connect with. But that is awesome. So I may be reaching out to you for tips later.
Reach out anytime. We'll run it through ChatGPT, and if we can't fix that, then we're not doing it. So,
Yeah.
Awesome.
it brings me back to the COVID days. I have a really tight knit family on both sides, and we used to do Zoom happy hours during COVID.
Yes, we used to do that a lot.
And it would be like, the 4th time, all right, everyone log off and log back in. I'm like, I think my laptop died on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like, what was that? Quiplash? Everyone did like the Quiplash from remote stuff. We block out that the world just shut down for like 2 years. I don't know how you did kids, by the way. We should probably get that on there too. But yeah.
Yeah.
Kids during COVID would scare the living crap out of me. I barely kept myself alive, let alone like you had a 1-year-old at the time?
She was born August of 2020. So
Okay, so kind of like
Well, smack dab in the middle.
yeah, a little bit.
yeah.
Depending on where you lived. In Florida, it was like gates were open in May, so. But depending on what state you were
COVID
in.
never hit. I don't think COVID ever hit Florida. So.
No.
Dude, I was back at Orange Theory like 10 days after or something. I don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
They like just had an extra spot in between. That was like, yeah, I think that'll be good enough. So, whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny. My sister had COVID 3 days before my first was born, but we had dinner with her that night, like the day before she tested with COVID. So I didn't know if I was allowed in the
oh my gosh
living room. And then my parents were like, "This is their first grandkid."
Yeah.
So they went out and bought an RV trailer. So my sister was living with my parents at the time. So they went about an RV trailer and quarantined for like 5 days.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So they got an RV trailer, and I went up to a small town in Indiana, just north of Indianapolis, and just hung out by a creek for a couple of days, got retested, and then finally able to meet their first granddaughter. But it's a blessing in disguise, because now they basically travel all over the United States, and they were just up in Idaho and Yellowstone with it, and I went to Arkansas and have gotten into mountain biking with. So it's been such a true blessing. Because
so
of it.
Smart.
Yeah,
that is so smart.
I'm like addicted to the conversion vans. So because I don't an RV for me, and I don't know what class or what size. I need something that I need to be able to drive still, like in a city or something. So the conversion van is like, I mean, I follow like 10 accounts that they just show the brand new model for like $500,000, and I sit there and I like just stare at it while I'm in the bathroom. But that's like my biggest thing, and just taking him to the national parks. I got to get her into camping. Because I grew up in Portland, Oregon, so Pacific Northwest, a lot more like camping and stuff to do than down here in Florida. But yeah, conversion van, if I get ever gifted one or find a way to make enough money where I can get like a baller conversion van, that's like my dream. So yeah.
Yeah, an Airstream would be cool. So maybe we could all, we'll all explode and live in, our Airstream is one of these.
Say less, man. Say less.
That's Joe's dream.
Yeah, but good, smart thinking though. The RV during COVID. I know. Kids during COVID. It's such a scary thing. We've heard stories about it, but I could never imagine doing that during COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the normal thing to do at the time. So you had a choice.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So rapid fire, and this is just like a quick either or, whatever comes to your head first. So coffee or energy drink in the morning?
Pre-workout, 300 milligrams. Keep it easy.
Now,
pre-workout of choice. Pre-workout of choice.
Minted. It's called minted mango passion fruit, I think. It used to be a pot a day or a pot and a half a day, but I just don't have time anymore. I mean, I'm just learning. I don't want to spend 3 minutes making coffee. As I said that, I just bought my wife an espresso maker for her push present. So now I did have time for coffee, and now this morning I'm trying to learn latte art. So
gosh,
the ADHD awesome. Is real. So
yeah, it's funny you bring up the push present. I kind of got in trouble because I didn't get her a push present. I didn't know I was supposed to get a push present, and then like 8 months after, she was like, "Hey, everyone's doing these push presents now," and I'm.
We were having dinner with my grandparents and my parents the other day, and we were talking about push presents, and my parents and grandparents didn't have push presents either. So now my grandpa's out shopping 58 years later after the first kid for a push present. So
better late than never.
That's adorable.
Hey, mom's out there, get your push present, okay? You deserve it.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So next one, first word that comes to your mind when you hear dad life.
Oh, roller coaster.
That's a good one.
Really good one.
What's your favorite meal you secretly eat after the kids go to bed?
Anything that's hidden in the house. My wife and I have a stash, a pie, back corner. And it could vary, it could vary any day. So mostly gummies. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big gummy candy, like Trolleys, anything candy related. I can't have it in the house because like I have no willpower to not just destroy, or Oreos. They're not allowed in the house either. I'll go through sleeves of Oreos. I've got no willpower. So
yeah, it's funny because I'm not a big chocolate guy. So when it's the Halloween stuff, it's anything that's that have those terrible dyes that are going to give you cancer.
Give me all the dyes.
Yeah, give me the dyes.
Yes.
Leave the chocolate alone.
She's always like, that's got red dye 40 in it. I'm like, I don't care. They taste good. That's the least of my concerns is the red dye.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's
Uh,
funny, and when you see your kids have red dye 40 though, they go absolutely off the wall
Oh
bonkers.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my wife's like, you can't give them to that, them the red dye. I'm like, oh, they won't, they'll be fine. And like 7 minutes later, like they are absolutely wild animals.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Well, it's funny for me. I'll eat literally whatever. I treat my body like a dump truck. But for the boys, no juice. I'm like, is this organic or is this safe? Because like I don't know. I'm already poisoned up to this point. I'd rather have them pushed off as long as they can.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like housing down 3 Coors Lights and a pack of Oreos for dinner.
Oh my
But I'm
goodness.
like, hey, make sure that there's organic wheat in their bread.
Yeah.
Make sure they're at least off to a good start. But
Hey, you're still an influence though, right? I'm just not a
exactly.
good one. Yeah.
Exactly. Learn
Yeah.
by doing what dad is not doing. Yeah. Do the opposite.
Okay, favorite thing you like to do to unplug on the weekends, whether a vice or an activity?
I know this is supposed to be rapid fire, but
Happens every time,
Every
man.
time, it never is
Happens every
rapid.
time. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I cannot pick one activity. I want to try everything. So, it's either a hot dog eating contest or speed skating, or I got a harmonica the other day. And for any parents out there, if you get a harmonica, hide it before your 3-year-old finds it.
Yeah.
Because now he just stands on the table and we get a concert every single night.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah, I guess to answer your question, trying new things.
Okay.
Can we real quick?
Good.
Can we circle back to the hot dog eating contest? And I want to just because I have a number in my head. I don't know if it was timed or have you done one?
This is my first one. The town I grew up in Indiana is called Westfield, Indiana, and it's famously known now for being a home of Joey Chestnut.
Okay.
Joe loves Joey Chestnut.
Greatest athlete of our
so
generation.
dude, hands down. So I was working one day at this coffee shop called Field Brewing, and this guy sits next to me, and it was Joey Chestnut. And so he inspired me to do this. I didn't talk to him, right? I let him be.
Yeah.
But and then the next 4th of July, we went up to the small town, and it's middle of cornfields in Indiana, and they're like, who wants to do a hot dog eating contest? I'm like, that sounds sweet. But man, I didn't work out before. I didn't do anything. And I think it was in the morning, and I have no appetite in the morning. So I think I downed 1.5 in 12 minutes. And I was terrible.
Oh, a dog and a half?
Yeah, it was not great. But like I said, I cannot eat in the morning.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I literally throw up if I eat. So.
Especially hot dogs. That's tough to start your day with a couple of dogs.
Afternoon I could see, but morning no.
In my head, I can do 10. In my head, I can do 10.
I would like to see that.
A dog a minute. Now, I don't know. I'd have to. 10 would be a lot though too. But I just want to do it to see what my number is. I watch Joey Chestnut every 4th of July, and I'm doing mental math in my head with my friends. I just want to know my number. That's all.
How about this? How about, I know we talked about before the podcast, you come out to Colorado and we'll have a follow-up, and we'll do a live video.
Deal.
Yes.
And we'll go up to altitude too to do it. Maybe.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the buns will be a little faster. Up in the thinner air. I think I might have an advantage. I don't know. We'll see.
Bald eagle flying over.
If not, we'll just AI one over, just
dude,
piercing the sky as I finish my last dog.
But I guess back to that, and I know this is rapid fire, but my favorite, it was the speed skating. Back in I think it was 2018 Winter Olympics. My wife and I were sitting down, and I said I could do that. I could do that. So, and 2022, I'm in the Olympics. So, like any good Olympian does, they Google where to learn how to speed skate. And it was meet here at 4:30 in the morning because ice time is so hard to get by. So I went there, and it was me and a bunch of just 8-year-olds, right? And I was in my tux, I went full aerodynamic mode on it. I was in my spandex, running
oh
spandex,
my god,
and, tight shirt with I even got the holes, the holes between the thumbs.
Yep.
And man, we had a race at the end of it after the first practice, a 3-lap race, and I got lapped. So
This is awesome.
Is there like video or photo proof of any of this? Like, did anybody show up to go with you?
no one showed up. My wife thought I was joking that I was going to get up that early to go, and I never went back, so I still owe the coach like $10 for my roller skates. So coach, if you're listening out there, I still owe you $10. I heard it was interest free.
Yeah.
But no, I talked to the parents and asked them if any of them tried, and they said no, we're not as stupid as you. I said that's fair. That's fair.
That might be the greatest story I've ever heard.
Isn't that just like such a guy story though, watching the Olympics and saying, oh, I could do this sport? I always think they should just put an average person, like put him in a far right lane, or even have another camera that just shows this guy running. Mm-hmm. Put it into perspective for somebody like me who's sitting there watching as my belly is hanging out going, oh, I could do that. Or as football games are on, that's a big thing, yelling at the TV as an 18-year-old misses a ball that I wouldn't catch 100 times out of 100, So
yeah. No,
kudos to you for trying though, man. I love that.
Yeah. So
that's great. That's awesome. Okay, last rapid fire question.
This is a good one.
Do you want to hear you say this one?
Okay, I'll ask this one. Last question. Would you rather coach T-ball or survive a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party?
Oh, I'd probably rather die. But if you gun to my head, I'm going, man, I feel like if you went to Chuck E. Cheese, you would come away with a bunch of diseases.
Yeah, they do have somewhat good pizza from what I remember being a kid.
What, 30 years ago?
We haven't been in a while, so.
Yeah. Well, I just saw a video on, social media that like Chucky himself got arrested.
Yes, and he kept the head on. What a great movie. Just a company man through and through.
Dude, a company, and you know what? There's no witness of him committing the crime.
Exactly.
No, you can't press him in court. You can't charge that guy.
Great move too, because no one else knows who he is. Obviously, it blew up, but no one knows who that is. They just saw the image of Chuck E. Cheese getting arrested.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, between having a felon in that Chuck E. Cheese and all the diseases, I'm gonna go T-ball. Unfortunately, what a terrible question.
I know. That's why I put that one in there. I'm like, what can I just add that'd be funny? T-ball for me is I don't want to do it, especially under the age of like 3. You're just signing up for daycare. And even as they get older, I just don't want to deal with other parents like,
true, yeah.
Why is Tommy not playing? It's like, dude, they're 5, and we're trying our best to rotate them. I'm lucky the kid is even getting back to you after practice type thing. So coaching T-ball is not on my to-do list.
Yeah, and I don't get why all these parents are buying like $500 bats for their kids to bat like .05.
You and me both. Yeah, the sports culture as kids.
It doesn't need that bat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
the money that goes into sports now, like when I was a kid, is you played in Little League that your parents paid $15 to like, I don't know, a fund that went to like the bases and concession stands. Now you got to do travel ball. They got to be in 6 different leagues. I don't know how we're going to traverse that if we are at all, but we're going to try to fight back a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, and we have to. I mean, if you look at, statistics like, and I know we're getting way off topic now, but
no, this is all good stuff.
Like athletes that, are in the Super Bowl, like if you like 85% of them were multi-sport athletes through college.
Yep.
Or, I'm sorry, high school.
Yep.
And if you look at other countries, and actually we're having someone in the youth athletic world write an article for Dad Life Supply Company coming out, what we can learn from the European countries about youth sports, and how to actually have them enjoy sports again, because what's going on right now, maybe some people don't like this, is completely unacceptable, and I think it's actually destroying families and the joy of sports.
Preach. I couldn't say that any better myself. I mean, our kids are 2, but I just am already trying to figure out how to combat. I hear people I work with, or there's no weekends. They're traveling every weekend and they're spending thousands of dollars on hotels.
And then the kid gets burnt out by the time they go to college, and then it's a waste of money.
Or they've got some arm injury that they didn't need because they're throwing 85-mile-an-hour fastballs in 5th grade.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Exactly. So, no, I'm right there with you on that one.
Yeah.
Well, Graham, honestly, this has been such a pleasure. Like, thank you so much for coming on Plandish, and showing us this is fun, hilarious dad life. But you've been amazing. Yeah,
awesome guest. A+. I'm definitely going to hit you up off of this because we just vibe too much to not keep this going. So yeah,
perfect.
Awesome job.
Hey, thanks for having me. And like I said, a longtime listener and number one fan over here. So keep up the good work, and looking forward to you guys coming to Colorado and the hot dog eating contest.
Yes.
So
Oh my gosh,
stay
yes.
tuned, listeners. It's coming.
Awesome. That was such a hilarious interview. Like, felt like you were talking to like a really, really good friend.
Yeah. Can I be friends with him long term? I didn't want to be too forward on the Zoom call. We even chatted with him a little bit after. Graham, if you're listening, which he is because he's self-proclaimed
Yes.
the number one listener of Plandish. If anybody wants to battle him on that, show receipts. But I might love that guy. He was hilarious.
I know. It was awesome. And what he's doing with his business, like, all power to him. He actually was so freaking nice enough, guys, to let us have a promo code to all the listeners for 25% off his entire store. So put in Plandish, PLANNED-ISH, into Dad Life Supply Co. for that coupon code. So Shout out to Graham. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Yeah, and I even bought some stuff too over the last couple days. I did a little dad shopping. He's got really cool items on there. Go check it out. And he's just a great person all around. All right, it is Elite-ish 8 time. Let's do a quick recap on last week. Big yikes. Maybe we start writing things down.
That was a flop.
Yeah, maybe we start writing things down from here on out. I thought season 2 would bring a little bit of extra experience with it, but you went right back to your old ways of episode 1 of doing Elite-ish 8.
I say, you know what? You know what killed it? You had wings.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
wings.
It's so tough to beat pizza and wings. On it. Like, don't care what your gender is.
And
I don't
had
care.
Chips and queso, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we had people reach out. Chips and queso are so different than nachos. I'm so glad I was validated on that because when you go to a restaurant, there's 2 different things on there. We don't need to get back into it again, but.
Okay, in my head, just to really quickly recap, to just state my thoughts. When you have chips and queso, but nachos is literally chips with queso on top. Now, granted, there might be like a chili or ground beef on top, but to me, I'm not going to eat chips and queso and then also eat nachos at the same time.
It's a different kind of cheese, though, right? It's like a shredded cheese that you melt on top versus like a dunking mechanism.
Oh, that's not the queso that I do with my nachos. I do a full-on queso on top.
Well,
of
I'm thinking queso like I grill. That grilled queso you should do a recipe on that.
That's what was in my head.
That would be more of a dipping for chips and queso.
Yeah. Regardless.
Anyways, we're getting so deep in chips and queso. If we can just agree to disagree on the chips and queso side. But yeah, and just so the record shows too, we did game day food. You picked that topic.
I know.
I came to the table. I was like, "What's the topic this week?" And I was like, "Oh hell yeah, game day snacks." It's easy.
It sucks because I don't like wings, and that was not even on my thought process.
Yeah, you're better at making the game day food than you are at eating it. I'll put that out there too.
Yeah,
you're more of a maker than you are an eater in that regard. But
that is true.
I do start off season 2 with a W. I'm up 1-0. We're doing the same thing, right? So best of 9, first to 5 points wins.
Yes.
And I think the day off. Okay, speaking from experience, it was so freaking sweet. Now, I would recommend
was it, Joe?
Now, I would recommend... everyone is rooting for you because they heard that I won and everyone kind of went, ugh, Joe won. He doesn't need a day off.
False.
He gets all the time off he wants. But I would recommend if you do have it, like leaving the house, going to a spa day or something like that.
I mean...
Because there is like just that, should I be sitting down? Am I going to get absolutely mutilated for just sitting here? It was a weird dynamic, but... the prize is pretty sweet.
Ideally, I would really like maybe you take the boys somewhere and I could just have time at home.
Which you did for me. You did a full morning where I was basically on my own.
It was kind of nice because during nap time today, when they weren't like we finally went to sleep today, I laid on the bed for literally probably about 10 minutes before I had to get them, and I was just like, oh,
yeah,
this is so nice to be able to just lay down, and if I have the time to do it. But anyways. Back to Elite 8.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you excited here. Again, it's 1-0. Lot of game to go here in season 2. Do you want to announce this week's topic?
Yes, because we are going to piggyback off of game day food again, and I just think it's perfect for this kind of episode. We are going to go with favorite drink orders. Now, this could be beer, cocktails, mocktails, not so much with us, but...
So no rules on this, because I went a couple different directions.
Yeah, there's no rules.
It's just as long as it's a liquid drink. Is that okay?
Oh, God. What is this? Queso?
No, I will not pick queso for this round. That would be hilarious though if I did that. It's a gross drink. But I went kind of very broad. I went a lot of different angles as long as we're okay with it as being just a drink. Your favorite drink.
I did too.
Okay.
I shall go first because you went first last time for
I'm
winning.
good with that. I think I know what your 1-1's going to be. I'd be shocked if you don't pick it, but go ahead.
Espresso martinis.
Yep. No brainer. I have it as my first too. So it's the adult vodka Red Bull. I shouldn't be pumping up your picks. I'm doing a disservice here.
But it's good.
The adult vodka Red Bull. So I used to drink vodka Red Bulls a lot in college.
Sick.
At 33 years old, if you go to a bar or you sit down for dinner and go, yeah, I'll have a vodka Red Bull, they might look at you pretty weird.
Yeah.
This is the way to get the vodka Red Bulls as an adult.
But it's like there's ways to make an espresso martini, but I think it comes down to the espresso. If the espresso is shitty, that makes a horrible espresso martini.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
liqueur.
Well, that's another thing too. What's the variance on espresso martinis?
Oh,
you go to
so much.
10 different places, you get 10 different versions. That is my only problem with them. Is you never know. It's dealer's choice on the bartender.
See, you gotta find some place that actually is like known for like having coffee and stuff afterwards because they probably have a solid espresso machine. And there's actually places in Tampa that I know that do espresso martini flights. So
you're actually
next
a good
night.
point. Not to go so far here on espresso martinis, but you're getting me excited. It does come down to the coffee because we have a friend in St. Pete who makes them. He got a good espresso machine, but he makes them in-house.
Yeah.
I think it all comes down to the coffee. You're 100% right.
Yeah, you can't be doing no Keurig.
Yeah. Well, good pick with that. If you didn't going to take it, I was going to snag it first anyways. So, okay. My first pick, again, this is like, you go so many different directions. Shout out to you for the topic, by the way. I think it's a very fun one. Mimosas.
I was on mine.
Yeah, I felt like I had to take it because I can't leave that to come back around to you and have you take that again on me. So
Darn.
Mimosa is going to be my first pick.
Alrighty. I am going to go, my second pick is going to be margaritas.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of different varieties.
Not my typical favorite. Fiona, by the way, makes the best. Fiona, my sister, she does like that big pot of margarita mix over like holidays. We haven't had it in a while because we haven't been up there, but shout out to her. Yeah, not my go-to, but I could see that being a good pick.
I'm trying to go.
You're going to get a lot of votes.
That's what I'm trying to go for.
Yep.
I'm not a tequila person, but I mean, I'll have a margarita if we're at some nice restaurant or whatever, but it's not like, yes, I need this.
Yep.
But regardless,
It's a good pick.
I'm going for the
It's
picks.
a good pick.
Go ahead.
My second pick. So this is a staple item for me. Vodka tonic with a lime.
Yeah.
You don't like that pick?
No, I mean, that's a very Joe Bland pick.
Okay.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't
That's
know if
like-
it's gonna do it.
But for me, if I'm going, like, that's just a good drink that I make. Like, if I make drinks, it's going to be a vodka tonic
For sure.
with a lime. Or vodka soda. I'm trying to watch my weight a little bit. Tonic is bad for you. Like, do you see how much sugar is in tonic?
Yeah.
It's not great. So the soda is more what I lean to, but yeah, vodka tonic with a lime. I thought you were going to like that pick a little bit more. You looked very disheartened by that pick, or like, ugh, that's on your list. But
I
all right,
know.
we'll
See, my third pick, I could go for something that I would have to have the right audience for.
Okay.
But I'm not
Talk it out.
going to.
Okay. Save it for honorable mention.
It is going to be an honorable mention.
Okay, unless I take it.
Unless you take it. I don't know if you will. You probably will.
Okay.
My third pick, I just got to go all in with this. I have to go Cosmos.
Yeah. Okay. You're playing the hits. So hand up. Why don't you tell the listeners what's in a Cosmos or what makes up
Cosmos.
a Cosmos? What is it?
Cosmo.
Cosmo. Shows how often I
Yes,
order these
it is
Cosmos.
the Sex in the City drink of choice. It is, orange liqueur, cranberry, lime juice, and vodka.
The only Cosmo I know is one of the two in Fairly Odd Parents. The green
That's a
guy
character, dude.
is Cosmo.
Oh,
Wanda
my
and
God.
Cosmo. I think it was Wanda. But anyways.
the new thing now, like, yes, you can get a Cosmo, which is a martini.
Guys aren't going to know what that is, by the way.
I don't know, but the new thing is to get a Cosmo on the rocks. Game changer. So good and refreshing.
Yeah. Okay. Very good pick.
All right, your third.
Oh, this is so tough because, okay, there's so many good options left.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I want to play the graphic, but I want to also say something that I think is going to be good. Mm-hmm. I just don't know which direction to go. Okay, I'm going pumpkin cream cold brew. Now, you don't have to say from Starbucks, but I'm going to just say pumpkin cream cold brew.
Are you shitting me?
Why not?
I thought we were doing just straight up vodka.
That's why
alcohol.
drinks. No, just drinks, because I have some other non-alcoholic drinks on here too.
Pumpkin cream cold brew.
Yeah.
That was not where my head was going.
Well, that's where my head went. That's why I told you I'm all over the board on this. Like, I can't wait for honorable mentions because I am all across the board. Hopefully I didn't throw you too much of a wrench there, but...
Yeah, you kind of did. Now I'm like, what the fudge?
Well, I'm going pumpkin cream cold brew.
Oh, God.
What's your last pick?
Okay, I'm going to save my other one for an honorable mention.
Okay.
But I am going to do for my fourth pick, because I actually really like this, and it's coming up, and I really like doing this, is an IPA flight.
Oh, my God. You are the one who's going to pick beer? People are going to be so thrown off. You honestly shouldn't have picked that.
And you shouldn't have picked pumpkin spice, dude.
People are going to be so thrown off. I know. I have mimosa, pumpkin spice, like, and you go beer.
Well, I do love it.
This is honestly
I can't
so
commit
fun.
to a full beer. I love
No, you are a flight girl.
I'm a taste tester.
You are. You're a flight girl. I very rarely get flights because, like, I know what I want, and I get that in multitudes.
Yep.
But you are a big flight person, so.
Tell me your fourth.
God, this is... Okay, I'm going so rogue. Should I go rogue?
Go rogue.
Okay. This is such a good drink. Now, I haven't had one in a while, but I used to love them. I'm going Shirley Temple as my fourth pick.
Holy shit.
I think that's such a fun pick.
People are going to think this is
I know. I think this is so funny because there's nobody's... I thought people were going to for sure know our lists.
Shirley Temple.
Okay, Shirley Temples are freaking good.
Okay, I'm not gonna
Sprite
lie.
with grenadine.
Yes.
All day. As a kid, you didn't drink Shirley Temples all day?
I mean,
poolside?
do you not remember when I was pregnant? Because everyone would go out, that's what I would order. I would order a Shirley Temple, and it made me fall in love with them again because
They're so good.
it's fat. It's so good. But have you had it with vodka or any alcohol in it?
No, I feel like Sprite and vodka to me, I might have
kinda like
had
a
that
tonic, I
in
guess.
college or something. I don't like the combo.
Yeah,
It's really
You got to
sweet.
keep the Shirley Temple pure.
I'm not even a big, I'll get roasted for this too. I'm not a big like Jack and Coke, or I don't like mixing soda and liquor.
Yeah.
I don't anymore. I used to do it a ton in college, but
Ugh.
that just doesn't sound appetizing to me anymore.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah, Shirley Temple. So
Oh
before we do honorable mentions, let's recap our
Yes.
list. If you want to go through your
All
four.
right, I had espresso martini,
Okay.
margaritas,
Okay.
Cosmo,
Okay.
and IPA flight.
Yeah. Okay. Cosmo, I just don't know enough about it. People prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And I had mimosa, vodka tonic with lime, pumpkin cream cold brew, and a Shirley Temple. What a list. Now, honorable mention. So
Yes.
I had cold beer.
Okay.
Which I'm glad I didn't use if you're doing the IPA flight. I had Dr. Pepper. Just-
Okay. I, for some reason, mine said I had blinders on. I'm going straight alcoholic.
Well, you said mocktails on the sheet too, and we even before we started, I go, okay, let's just set the rules for this. Is it
Okay,
just
Shirley
drinks
Temple
in general?
is a mocktail to me.
Yeah, I mean all
Pumpkin
of this.
cream cold brew is just...
But favorite drinks like that just to me felt different.
That's fine. I like how we come to the table with such different perspectives.
Yeah,
And I love it.
the less rules and the less restrictions on these, I think the better.
Yeah.
And then I had Screwdriver too.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
kinda-
going to get a lot of votes. But I don't think people like screwdrivers, but I love screwdrivers.
I know you
Vodka
do.
and orange juice.
I know you do. I had smoky old fashions.
Yeah,
because
that's
those are a
that's a
fun
big miss.
drink. I don't like them, but I think they're fun to look at.
That's a big miss. Yep.
And then I had this Bloody Marys because I love Bloody Marys.
Yeah, you see,
You're either a Bloody Mary person or you're
Or you
not.
hate it.
Yes.
and I'm in the hate category. It just tastes like pasta sauce through a straw. If I have I just have a mimosa. There's so many other options before I'm going to go to a bloody. I know people hate me for that, but I'm not in the minority there. I think there's a lot of people that hate it, and like you said, a lot of people that love it.
We have the perfect Bloody Mary recipe that just makes it so good. And hint, it is red wine added to it. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll post it on a Back to Home Base thing one day.
That's a
but
Bodeman family recipe.
it is so freaking good. But yeah, I thought that was a very, very good Elite shape.
No, shout out to you. The topics have been really good, and because sometimes it's tough to sit here. And please, again, I don't know if you release this. If you already do, stop me. We need ideas for Elite Shape people. If you have something funny or something you're dying to hear, shoot us an email, shoot us an Instagram,
DM, something.
smoke signal. Figure out a way to tell us because we're all ears, or just text us. A lot of people that listen to the show
I know.
end up just texting us. But
Now I'm like so focused on Top Villain. We got to do that one.
we should do that next week because
That'd
that's
be
like really,
so
really, really
funny.
good. I'm like already itching at it.
We got some fun things planned for next
I
week.
can't
We
say
really
Sean
do.
Yu though because it's
No, you can't do it. You have to not.
Sean Yu is my honorable mention for next week. I'll call
Okay.
it that. Yeah,
That's fine. That is
Sean
fine.
Yu.
Oh, gosh.
Anyways, but go to Back to Home Base on Instagram.
Yes.
Only up for 24 hours.
Yes.
Wednesday to Thursday. I think everyone needs a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Up for 24 hours. Go vote. Back to home base. That's back TWO. Home base on Instagram. And go vote if you're listening on Drop Day Wednesday.
Yes. And quick little break to shout out Back to Home Base. That's my corner of the internet where I share planning hacks, hosting tips, and ways to make a family life feel a little more doable. And if you absolutely love hosting or you just like having people over but you have no idea what to do, please go check out the Home-Based Hosting Club. It is a monthly membership packed with menus, planning guides, ideas, even down to decor and playlists. So you can actually enjoy hosting without the stress. Like basically, it's full-on hosting, but making it Planner style.
Yeah, and quick translation there. She plans it all out so you don't lose your mind when people show up at your house.
Exactly. And you can join at backtohomebase.com. I will link it in the show notes as well. All right, guys. It is in the group chat time. I love this because this is so much fun to hear everybody's like random crazy ass answers.
Yeah, and I kind of like what you're doing. So the themes have been basically our previous week's Alita Shade, right? Because you did it with superpowers. You're now doing it with game day food. It's the opposite of our Alita Shade. I think that's very fun.
Yeah, I just want to hear other people's opinions after we've made ours kind of thing, but in a twist. So like
I think so
best
too.
versus worst. Yeah,
now,
whatever.
I'm seeing a couple things on here that we put on for our best game day foods. So I'm a little shocked by that. You keep it anonymous. Only you know who these people are. I don't.
Yes.
And the internet doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some of these are going to be very fun. So I'm excited for you to dive in.
All right. Number 1 is chili.
It's crazy that that's a number 1 on the
I
list.
know.
But I think I had that in my Alita Shade, didn't I?
That was
One
me.
of us did. And you just made chili last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, chili is game day, but it's okay.
I can understand in the sense that like chili is like a meal, not necessarily a game day food you want to be having around people, because sometimes you don't know how your stomach is going to react.
Yeah, chili could make you gassy or something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next person said turducken.
Okay, does anybody know what this is, by the way? Like, do you know what a turducken is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a turkey or a chicken and a duck and a turkey.
Correct. Yeah, it's the chicken.
Wouldn't touch with a 30-foot pole.
So my dad got me one a couple Christmases ago. We never ended up eating it, which is super sad. I've always wanted to try it. It's a big John Madden thing. So on Thanksgiving, he used to do the turducken. That's really where I heard it about or heard it from. I've never actually had one. If anybody has had one, please let us know too. I've never actually met anybody in the wild, but yeah, it's a chicken in a duck in a turkey.
If you get it for Thanksgiving, you can.
No, I'm not.
Count me
I won't do that to you.
out.
I won't do that to you.
Another person said broccoli souffle.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
even know
pretty-
what that is, but that's gross. Anything
No.
with broccoli in it, I don't need it on my Sundays or Saturdays.
Yep. Another one said soup. Very
Yeah.
valid. Because you don't want to be like slurping during a game day. You want like finger foods.
I'm thinking tailgating though on a cold winter day.
You want a bowl of soup.
Kinda.
I'll get you Campbell's.
I don't know though. Soup and beer doesn't
Yeah.
mix. That's a lot of liquid.
Yeah.
It's a lot of liquid.
Yeah. Another one said salad, which
Yeah.
is true.
For
You really
game
don't
day.
Want, yeah.
I mean, you got to mix in some greens at some point.
That's why I always roll back to like a veggie tray.
Yeah, that's always good.
Leave
too.
it out there for people who
Just
want it.
Keep it there.
Yeah, to make it
Almost
look
a visual.
like yes, to make it look
You're
like
trying to
oh,
be healthy. They're there.
we're
for,
somewhat healthy.
Yeah, but really, no one's eating that. They're all digging into the other stuff. Yeah, super good point.
Another one said sushi. Very true. How I've never heard of game day and sushi being related.
Well, maybe if you're in Miami, like the Dolphins, they might serve sushi in their
Ooh.
suites or something. Yeah, when I think of football, though, I don't think sushi. I'll give
Negative.
them that. Now, I love sushi.
Yeah, I
but
know.
as far as like football matching up with sushi, that's probably a no-go for me.
Ugh. And last one said cheese fondue.
Yeah. What were we talking
It's
about
a
the
lot of
other
work.
day? There was that fondue place that everyone used to go to. It was
Melting
like a date.
pot?
Yeah. It was a big thing. I
Yeah,
felt
that
like
was a huge
10
thing.
years ago.
But it was expensive back in
It was
college.
like a very it's like a college bougie. It was like a nice date night type
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
I don't think anybody does those anymore now though.
I don't know, dude.
We passed one the
My
other day. I
whole
was like,
thing,
oh wow.
yeah, it was like a whole phenomenon back then. But my whole thing now is when I go to dinner, I am purposely going out to dinner so I don't have to cook my food. Like that's one of those like those cooking tables or whatever too that people do.
Yeah.
I don't want to put effort in. I like for people who don't cook, great. That's probably for them.
Yeah. Did you ever go to Fuddruckers? I think Fuddruckers
We
you
didn't have
made
one
your
around
own
us.
burger. Somebody fact check me on that. I don't think I ever went to
No.
Fuddruckers either. You didn't cook your own burger at Fuddruckers?
No, I don't think you cook your own burger at Fuddruckers.
I don't know. This is one of those things where I wish we had somebody like
Did
an
that go out of
assistant
business?
emailing and checking things up. It might have. I don't know. I don't think I ever went into one. In my head, though, I think you made your own burgers there. But I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah, the make your own food, or like the Black Rock.
Yeah,
They have one down here in Tampa.
I'm not for it.
They just give you raw meat and they give you a hot rock, and you basically sear your steak. I don't want to do work.
No, exactly.
If I'm gonna grill steak, I'm gonna just do it in my backyard. Here.
Exactly. I just want to go out to dinner and have a nice meal. That's another thing. I love going out to dinner, but I like going out for things that I don't make on the regular. Like,
Totally.
we have pasta. Fine. You're not going to see me go out to Italian restaurants a lot because...
I don't know. We just did that. The Vinoy. That place was bonkers. I
Okay,
don't think
fine. That Elliot Astor place was
you can't make
outstanding.
that at home.
But there are some things like, I don't know.
No, I'm with you though. Where you want to go out and have a special occasion, something that feels like you can't just whip it up at the house. I get that.
All right. That is a wrap on today's episode. Huge thanks to Graham for coming on and giving us the dad vibes to the podcast.
Yeah, don't forget to go follow Graham and check out Dad Life Supply Co. I mentioned earlier I did buy a few items the other day. Dads do deserve cool stuff too. And as always, please go vote on the Elite 8.
Yes, and if you've got a hot take, hilarious story, or something funny to add into the group chat, please DM us. We want to hear it. It literally makes our week.
Keep showing up. Until next time, in classic Joe fashion, over and out.
I love it. Thank you so much, and catch you later. If nothing else, you showed up, and that is the most plandish thing you can do. Subscribe, share it with your chaos crew, and we'll see you next week.